Hello to all you magnificent twin flames tuning into today's message. This is the Crow's Nest. I'm your host, Crystaljoy, Wounded Healer. And what I have for you is a twin flame insights reading. So we're going to have a look into what is currently going on in regards to the energy in the collective for the twin flames, as well as what each counterpart needs to be aware of and focusing on within their journey at this time. And we're also going to have a look into the full moon. Tonight is the buck full moon for those of you who are tuning in the day that this message is uploaded. So we're going to have a look into how the full moon energy is influencing the collective at this time as well. Now, a couple things that I wanted to mention before we dive into the cards, into the reading, was a sale that I have going on. So that's happening until the end of July. So I'll include that for you in the description box and you can have a look into that if you're feeling guided to. And the other thing is a gratitude giveaway that I just announced this afternoon. So once again, I'll include that for you and you can have a look if you're feeling like taking part in a giveaway that I will be hosting. So once again, that is a giveaway that will be running until the end of this month. So be sure to check it out before then if you're feeling like that is for you. And as I was getting the cards ready and, cleansing and preparing and getting myself prepared for the reading, I'm actually feeling some messages coming through already. I accidentally hit the deck with my hand that I would use for the Divine Masculines, and as soon as I touched it, some messages started to come through. But as I was preparing the cards, getting myself grounded and calling in my higher counsel, I was actually seeing like a spiral. I think it's called a labyrinth. I was seeing placed out of stones. So it was like the spiral I was seeing, but it was made out of stones, and I wasn't particularly seeing it on the ground. I was just able to see the spiral made out of stones. So I'm not sure if that resonates for someone or if that's going to be something that has anything to do with the reading that we get, but that is something that I was seeing once again as I was getting ready for this reading. So we're going to go ahead and find out what is the overall energy in the Twin Flame Collective at this time. Now, if you're not a twin flame and you find this reading resonates for you, keep in mind that we all have the masculine and the feminine energies within us. So if this message is resonating for you, then we're talking about balancing the masculine and feminine energies within. So the stone that I'm using on this deck today is the blue howlite. So just an intuitively guided stone that I felt the need to place on this deck. So you might feel the need to look up this stone and find out what messages it holds for you, what properties it has for you that can be beneficial for you if you work with these stones. So you can go ahead and have a look at the blue howlite if that's a stone that you are feeling drawn to. All right, so we're going to go ahead and find out what it is that the overall energy for the Twin Flame Collective at this time is. Oh, we already have some cards getting jumpy here. So we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So this is about inner turmoil, deep-seated fears, secrets, and releasing worry. And I feel like that's what the full moon really is about. So probably like a crowning energy for this reading, if you will, is just twin flames, some of you going through a sense of turmoil and a sense of working through your fears, but also a sense, I'm feeling the majority of you are working through releasing your fears and walking away from these deep fears, releasing your worries, but walking away from the deep fears and the turmoil that you feel. But we'll go ahead and put that back in, and if it comes back out, we'll know it was supposed to be there. So we're gonna find out. So we have the Nine of Wands coming out now as well in the upright position. So we're talking about resilience, courage, persistence, test of faith, and boundaries. So I feel that the card that we just saw coming through in the reverse position, we are really talking about overcoming and releasing the fears and the worries, and walking away from the sense of turmoil and once again fear. So there is a sense of resiliency and courage in overcoming and persevering through that test of faith. And for some of you, I'm feeling strongly that you really are setting your boundaries very clearly right now, and that's helping you to find this courage for yourself through this challenge that it almost feels like you're going through, that is almost like a test of your faith. But I don't feel like this is the message. that Spirit has for us at this time. So I'm going to ask, please, I do want to get a nice clean shuffle for you guys. I do shuffle before and after every reading. Okay, so if we can please know the overall energy for the Twin Flame Collective at this time. If we can please know the, and ooh, a few messages there. I'm actually feeling really drawn to this card and this one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow, a lot of cards coming through. I'm not gonna stick too much with these, but what I'm actually seeing is just a confirmation of what I was seeing with the two cards that have already fallen through. So we have the King of Swords in the reverse position next to the Ten of Wands, sorry, as well in the reverse. So right now we're talking about, you know, quiet power, inner truth, misuse of power, but also manipulation. And then with the Ten of Wands, we're talking about doing it all, carrying the burden, delegation, and release. So, you know, I really am feeling a sense of releasing worry, releasing fears, walking away from, you know, this feeling of being in a state of crisis and turmoil, you know, and really working through that in a quiet inner way. It's just something that you're really working through within yourself. And the Ten of Wands here as well. So, for some of you, there has been a lot of feeling like it's been a burden for you, and you feel like you have been, I'm really feeling that this journey has felt like a very lonely journey for you, but there is a sense of releasing those feelings. For some of you, I'm hearing that you fear being alone in your journey, feeling alone in your journey. But again, this really is a message about releasing all of these things. And then we also have Death here in the reverse position and the Five of Cups in the upright position. So regret, failure, disappointment, and pessimism next to, you know, for some resisting the change. But, you know, for the majority of you, I'm really feeling the sense of this personal transformation and an inner purging. So once again, this message here of, you know, a confirmation of, you know, really releasing a lot of the fears that you carry, the sense of crisis and turmoil that you walk in. Yes. But you're really doing this, like this King of Swords, in this very quiet, in your own way. But it's very transformative for you. I'm actually seeing a butterfly now. So it's like, you know, you come out of this cocoon and you're just this completely transformed, magnificent creature. Okay. So that's a lot of cards that are coming through, a lot of interesting messages. I feel very, very specific hyper messages at this point. We also do have the World card here. So this is a sense of completion, integration, accomplishment, and travel. The Queen of Cups as well, talking about compassionate caring, emotionally stable, intuitive, and in the flow. We also have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, talking about self-care, unpaid debts, and one-sided charity. So some of you are really taking time to care for yourself. There is a sense of completion, a sense of a sense of completion and accomplishment in this transformation that you're going through, and really being in a emotionally balanced position as you go through this transformation. But yes, but also really taking time for yourself, and that's allowing you to really go through this transformation, but also to do it in a very elegant way, it seems. I'm seeing someone kind of like skipping now, but they're flowing their hands really gently. So Interesting, just kind of skipping along almost. So that's what I'm feeling right now. That's what I'm getting for what the overall energy in the collective is at this time. So divine masculines and divine feminines might be feeling like some of those messages are resonating for you. Once again, I don't feel that that was all meant for one specific person. I feel that those were messages, each of them, you know, directed to individual people. So let me know how it connected for you. We're going to go ahead and find out now, how is this full moon energy impacting the collective at this time? So what is it that divine masculines and divine feminines need to know about the full moon energy? We have a lot of messages coming through again. This is really interesting, twin flames. There's a lot happening here. Wow. So we have the Four of Swords and the Ten of Cups here. So this is what we need to be aware of in regards to how the full moon this evening is going to be affecting us. So the Four of Swords is a card about rest, relaxation, meditation, contemplation, and recuperation. The Ten of Cups is a card of divine love, blissful relationships, harmony, and alignment. So I feel like this is what, you know, not only... the full moon is not only here to help us to work through this purging, if you will. The Death card was there. This transformation of inner healing and release. But you know, I also was feeling that message about this this sense of self-care with the Six of Pentacles here. And this one-sided charity. So really having the boundaries that are necessary to take care of yourself, to not, you know, things are not always selfish when we put ourselves first. And so you're seeing that more clearly now, and you're having better boundaries in regards to how and when to put yourself first, when it's appropriate to be sort of selfish, if you will, in your self-care, in taking time for yourself. And so, you know, the full moon is here to also help to encourage us to take this time to rest and relax, to meditate. You know, we did see a message about alignment. It's coming through again here with the Ten of Cups. And, you know, I'm also feeling the need to say that when we take time to rest, you know, that's a sense of achievement as well. Take time to rest, to celebrate your accomplishments, but also when you have the discernment to take time to rest when it's deserved and when it's earned, there's also an achievement in that for having the boundaries also in regards to your self-care. So sometimes we can have, you know, very clear boundaries and are very stand very firmly in what our boundaries are, but maybe are not necessarily being so firm in the boundaries for our self-care, maybe putting our self-care off to the side a little bit more. But I'm not feeling that right now. I'm feeling that with this Four of Swords, it's more about actually taking that time for yourself, and it being a sense of this achievement. You're taking this time, it's like a celebration of your accomplishments, it feels like. And then the Ten of Cups, of course, divine love. I'm feeling that really when you take this time, while you're in this Four of Swords energy that the full moon energy is influencing for the collective at this time, is where we're really going to find this Ten of Cups here. So I feel really strongly right now to mention for some of you that meditation while you're in that Four of Swords energy is really important, because in regards to the twin flame journey, I am feeling a sense of communication in the 5D between the counterparts with this energy here, with this Four of Swords and the Ten of Cups. So twin flames, if you are feeling drawn to do some meditation, be open to 5D communication if that's something for you, because I am feeling a sense of that here with these two cards at the moment. We also have quite a few. This is really interesting. A lot of messages coming through today, you guys, but these are really clear, direct messages in regards to what else that the full moon is influencing for us and what we need to be aware of. We have the Ace of Cups upright, the Fool upright, the Devil upright, and the Justice card in reverse. So we're talking about love, new relationships, compassion, and creativity. So for some, this Ten of Cups, this sense of communication in the 5D with your counterpart, for some, while you take this time this Four of Swords energy. This Ten of Cups, I feel like for some of you, is connecting with yourself, the divine love, the oneness within the self. But then, you know, that's within the self, within the 5D. But then what I'm seeing is this bleeds into your physical world, okay? And so this Ace of Cups here is all about love, new relationships, compassion, and creativity. And we did have a message with the Queen of Cups here about you being in this very compassionate, very caring, and emotionally stable, intuitive, and in the flow energy. So you're really going to tap back into that when you take this time for rest and recuperation for yourself and find this divine love, this oneness within the self. And then next to that, the Fool card is all about beginnings, innocence, spontaneity, and a free spirit. Now, next to that, the Devil card is here. So we're talking about the shadow self, attachment, addiction, and sexuality. And so I really am feeling, with the Devil card next to the Fool, a sense of, you know, there is a strong message here about what we're releasing at this time. And that's what this full moon is here to help us to release a lot of those fears, the worries, the doubts, the feeling of turmoil, that sense of turmoil. And so with the Fool next to the Devil, I really am feeling more of releasing of the shadow self, releasing attachments, just releasing everything that the Devil speaks to. But also I am feeling a sense of, you know, with the Fool and the Devil, this free spirit, also with this sexuality. So I am feeling a little bit of, you know, some hot and heavy energy with these two cards side by side here, also next to this Ace of Cups. So we're talking about some love, some new beginnings, a free spirit next to this Devil card with the sexuality here. So I'm feeling a little bit of a hot and steamy message coming through with that. So for some twin flames who are coming into union, or who already are in union, or are currently with each other in the physical at that part of the journey, I'm feeling that there is also a sense of turning up the heat. I'm hearing it's like the not just only in a sexually intimate way, but on many intimate levels as well. And then with the Justice card in reverse next to that, this is about unfairness, lack of accountability, and dishonesty. So next to the Devil card, with this message that I'm seeing here, once again, I'm feeling a strong sense of releasing all of this sense of unfairness, the lack of accountability, and dishonesty. The Justice card upright is all about fairness, truth, cause and effect, and law. I'm feeling as well that for some of you, there's been a sense of a lack of accountability. What I'm hearing is that for someone, you feel like something has been unfair to you, someone or a situation, and it's put you in this position of having a lack of accountability, is what I'm hearing. And next to the Devil card, it's like it's not a good energy either. And also the sense of dishonesty. For someone here, what I'm seeing is this message here with the Ace of Cups, the Fool, the Devil. It's like this new love or opportunity, this new relationship is going to come in. Maybe for some of you, it's even your divine counterpart. And it's going to seem very fun and lighthearted and spontaneous. But I also feel that for some, picking up on this sort of devilish, this trickster energy, feeling that there's a sense of dishonesty in regards to the situation. It's a message about, this is for someone really specific. I feel like I'm not even getting all the details here, but it's like for some of you, there has been a situation in regards to love that has been very unfair. It's put you in this position of lack of accountability, and it's almost like you see love as the devil. If yeah, okay. It seems like a harsh way to put it, but that's just how I'm feeling it, and spirit kind of confirmed that that was okay to say. But it's almost like when this Ace of Cups, and this, it's like this Fool comes to you with this Ace of Cups, and you just see it as just this devil energy, something that you need to be weary of. Mm-hmm. And what I'm getting from that is it's like you're being dishonest with yourself about it. It's like whoever that message is for, you do see the opportunity for what it is, but your fears that you're working through letting go at this time, that we've seen already in the messages here, yes, you're working through seeing that, removing the illusion of what love is. Wow. Okay, so that's really strong. It took a while to get to that, but I do feel that that was a message overall for many of us at this time in the twin flame journey. So the full moon helping us to take some time for ourselves, and to reconnect with ourselves, this oneness within, but also preparing us for this opportunity of love, relationships, creativity, or compassion. I saw pentacles when I said creativity. So for some of you, you're working towards, projects, passion projects, bringing in some pentacles for yourself. But, preparing us to being open to this Fool with this offering of love and opportunity, and being able to remove enough of the fear and the worry and the turmoil to see things for what they are, and not. Next, the Fool card is the 0 in the tarot, right? So with the 0, I see a circle, so it's like the ending of a phase and the starting of something new. So being able to end that chapter of seeing every offer that comes into you being this trickster energy. It's like when a love, or when something that you've been working towards, this 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups energy, it's almost like when it presents itself, you think it's too good to be true, it's an illusion, and you're in this cycle of turning away from these opportunities of creativity or love or opportunities or relationships. But again, what's happening with this energy, with this full moon, this buck moon, I'm hearing we're kicking it to the curb. So right now it's kicking this cycle to the curb, and no longer seeing these opportunities, this Ace of Cups, this Fool coming to us with this Ace of Cups, no longer seeing it as the devil, no longer seeing it as a trick or an illusion or being too good to be true, and actually having the courage to understand that in the past we have been done unfairly, we've been dishonest with ourselves, and we have had a lack of accountability in regards to our boundaries in deciphering what's good for us and what's not. This, because when we're in this sense of turmoil, I'm feeling like, this sense of crisis, you can't think clearly, and so we're making decisions based on this turmoil that we have experienced, this pain, this trauma, and it's causing us to see everything as an illusion and turning away from something that's actually an incredible offer. So that's an amazing message for the collective at this time. I'm really, really loving that message. So I actually want to go ahead and find out now, what is it that the divine feminines need to be aware of at this time, and then we'll find out what the divine masculines need to be aware of, and then we'll get some messages from the counterparts as well as the angel number guidance to close the reading. For the divine feminines, the tarot deck that I'm using today, I was guided to grab the rose quartz point So you might feel the need to look up the stone rose quartz and find out how that's resonating for you. Maybe you want to work with that stone. Already we saw the Queen of Cups coming through here, as well as the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Cups. So a lot of love energy, and you know, the rose quartz is a stone as well of compassion. So we're seeing those messages coming through quite a bit here. So that might be a guidance for you if you're not feeling like you're in a very compassionate state of mind. You might want to take some of that time for yourself to reconnect with yourself, so that the cup, your cup, is overflowing, and that you're radiating this love and compassion out into the world. So Divine Feminines, let's find out. Oh gosh, those did not turn over yet. I'm actually feeling like someone watching this is telling me to take those ones. So once again, I do shuffle my cards before and after every reading, because sometimes the messages do come through really quickly. Nothing else turned over. I am going to take those because I feel like someone watching was like, oh, take them. So, oh yes, I was actually, okay, I saw the Judgment twice as I was shuffling the Divine Feminine decks. So here's the Judgment again, and next to the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, that's amazing, because we saw the World card, right? Wow, there's a lot of amazing high, like major arcanas coming through here. Because didn't we see the Death card as well? This is great, you guys, because we literally have the World, the Death card, the Devil, the Fool, Justice, Judgment, Wheel of Fortune. I mean, this is an intense reading. Okay, so Divine Feminines, we're talking right now about judgment, rebirth, inner calling, and absolution. Next to, yes, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse is about bad luck, resistance to change, and breaking cycles. So it's literally what I was just saying about, with this message here about what the full moon is influencing for the collective at this time. Divine Feminines, you're the ones who I was picking up this message of ending this cycle of these opportunities of love, creativity. I'm even seeing pentacles, okay? So even financial opportunities, no longer seeing it as a trick, as an illusion, and knowing that, having the discernment to know the judgment, to know that that is for you. The Justice card is a card about law. You know, when I look at the Justice card, we see the scale, the weighing scale, or is it on the Judgment card? But either way, whatever card it's on, they're both here, but I'm seeing that right now too, is having this sense of balance now. And that's what the Four of Swords and this Ten of Cups really is all about, is, you know, taking time for the self and finding that oneness within. So Divine Feminine's also this feeling of this inner calling. So going back to this king over here, the King of Swords, this quiet power, inner truth, okay? So I'm really feeling this sense of deep inner work at this time, really looking within, and that's what this full moon energy really does influence for us, is this looking within so that we can release what no longer serves us. And what no longer is serving you, Divine Feminines, is this cycle of seeing everything as an illusion. And it's like you're passing up so many amazing opportunities because you just feel like everything's too good to be true, and it's a trick. It's almost like I'm forgive me for those of you who are not resonating with religious references, but I'm actually seeing the forbidden fruit. So, you know, there's this tree, and it's like something is there for you, but it's like you're being tested. You feel like this is a test of temptation to see if you will pass or fail the test, but it's almost like you're understanding now that this is not a test for you, and that those things that you're seeing that seem to be available to you are actually for you. So that's what I feel overall at this time, is what the Divine Feminine collective needs to be aware of and focusing on. So know that this is something that is coming up for you, and it is giving you this sense of rebirth. I was really feeling that message. I did mention it at one point about this sense of this inner calling, this absolution. That's what the Judgment card says, but I was feeling like I feel like I've said that already in this reading. this personal transformation, the Death card. Yes, I'm really feeling that. Just really putting to death a lot of the fears, a lot of the turmoil, Divine Feminines, and being able to decipher what is truly yours. I'm hearing what is meant to be yours in this lifetime. No longer resisting the change. You are now answering this inner calling, and really walking along your path very strongly. I'm actually seeing you walking down this path. You're using the lantern that the Hierophant or the Hermit card is holding. So that's what I'm seeing for you at this time, Divine Feminine. So not only are you working through that at this time, but and to be aware of it, but also to be focusing on this, okay? So sometimes it's unpleasant when we work through these things, but this full moon energy is really here to help you to release all of this, okay? We do have the Death card here about purging, okay? So use this time, lean into this energy to help you to purge, to how do I say that? It's almost like when we do we can do something half-assed or do it completely. We can get something done looking sort of okay, or we can have the most absolution results, the most beneficial results. So using this time to really get the job done but not half-assed is sort of what I'm picking up. And as I'm saying that, I have the hiccups, so some of you Divine Feminines are releasing fear at this time. We're going to go ahead and find out for the Divine Masculines what it is that the Divine Masculine Collective needs to be aware of and focusing at this time. And the stone that I'm using is the Peacock Ore for this deck. So this is a stone today that I'm really feeling a message of ascension. Really feeling, some of you Divine Masculines might really be feeling a lot of ascension symptoms today. There's a lot of strong energies influencing us, not just with the full moon, but as well as the solar flare that we have, that we're experiencing those energies. So you might feel the need to look up Peacock Ore, or to find out, about the different ascension symptoms and how you can alleviate those for yourself. But let's find out for the Divine Masculines what it is that needs to be aware of and focused on at this time. And once again, these can be the Divine Masculine or the Divine Feminine energies within ourselves. Oh my goodness, it does not want to go together. So I'm feeling a sense of stubbornness right now from the Divine Masculines. So what is it that Divine Masculines need to be aware of and focusing on at this time? Okay, we just have one card today. So Masculines, wow, this is the Strength card in the upright position. So strength, courage, persuasion, influence, and compassion. A lot of messages of compassion coming through today, but I was feeling like we already spoke about courage, having courage. Where are we here? I know we saw that already. Okay, so I'm not actually seeing it right now, but I feel like we already spoke about having courage. And I feel like that was for the collective energies. So masculines are really the ones right now. I'm feeling really embodying this sense of courage, this sense of feeling this in their masculine power, the strong sense of masculine energy, really being in that strength. I'm seeing a peacock right now, and peacocks, the male peacocks are the ones that have the big beautiful tails. They fan them out, they puff up their chest, they put themselves on display for the feminines. So I'm feeling that right now, Divine Masculines really kind of puffing themselves up, and really putting themselves on display, to say, hey, I'm manly, I'm here, I'm strong, I'm bold, I'm confident. But also a message about, being aware of and really focusing on getting into this energy. I'm getting a message of influence. Someone is in a position, you're influencing others very strongly, it feels like. So I feel that that's important to say. So just kind of be aware that you are influencing others at this time, whether you recognize it or not. I feel the need to say this monkey see, monkey do, where, you know, people are watching. So watch the things that you do and say, because if people are being influenced by what it is that you're doing, you want to make sure that you're only putting out the highest vibration. You don't want to be influencing anyone to be acting in, with a mask. I'm hearing with a false mask. So sometimes when we're in other people's energy, we pick up energy that's not our own, and so we get kind of thrown off a little bit, and so sometimes we start to wear a little bit of a mask. And so I'm just feeling this message for someone about making sure that you're not wearing a mask, because other people are being influenced by you and you don't want them to be influenced by this false mask. And really being aware of your compassion. I'm feeling a message of this self-love, going back to the Four of Swords and the Ten of Cups here, really taking time for yourself, you know, and getting that cup, your own cup, overflowing, your oneness, your divine love for yourself, so that your cup is once again overflowing, radiating to the world around you, but also with the sense of compassion. I'm feeling for some of you, the work that you're doing, how it is that you're influencing the world around you is through your compassion, the displays of compassion that you have, and the ways that you communicate in the things that you want to do, and people seeing that as coming from a place of compassion. And for some of you, that's how you're really influencing people, is they see how compassionate you are. I'm feeling that Queen of Cups, and I think the Queen of Cups did come through in a reading that I did for the Divine Masculine Collective recently. So Divine Masculines, I really am feeling you embodying, really balancing the masculine and the feminine energies within yourself. Really being in the flow at this time. The Queen of Cups is all about compassion, caring, emotionally stable, intuitive, and in the flow. And that's really what I'm feeling right now from this Strength card. Is there's a sense of boldness and determination, authority. And I think I said boldness already, but very, very bold, very, very strong charactered. But also it's a very soft, compassionate energy, a very strong, if you will, balance of the masculine and the feminine energy. You know, because I'm seeing this peacock again. You know, I don't know if you heard, the dryer just went off, so there was like a buzzer as soon as I said the peacock. It's like, you know, we look at the peacock and it's a very beautiful bird. They're very, you know, to look at. They're very gentle birds. If we get on their bad side, they're very territorial. They're very dominative. They stand in when they're needed, but they're also they're in their quiet power as well. When they feel that they're in a place of, you know, this Four of Swords and this Ten of Cups, when they are not feeling threatened, when they're feeling very much in a sense of ease and peace, not in the sense of turmoil that we saw coming through with where did we see turmoil? We saw turmoil. But yes, I'm seeing this, you know, we look at the peacock and we see a very gentle, very beautiful, vibrant looking bird, but the peacock also can be very strong, very powerful when it needs to be. So I'm really feeling that from the Divine Masculines at this time. But once again, Divine Masculines, or for anyone resonating with this message of strength for the Divine Masculines, I really am feeling the strongest guidance here with this message is really focusing on your compassion and how you display compassion, because you are influencing others, you know, it's the way you move. I'm seeing like a ripple effect. When you drop a pebble into the water, it just creates these ripples all around. So you are what's creating that ripple effect. So be aware of how you're influencing those around you, so that you are encouraging compassion into the world around you. Beautiful messages. I'm also feeling the need to have hiccups again as soon as I'm saying that. So masculines as well are releasing fear at this time. When I get the hiccups, that to me is a message of release of fear. So divine masculines and divine feminines, I was hiccuping and having those sensations for you both as I was doing your reading. So a lot of release of fear and turmoil at this time. And I'm hearing in regards to love. This 10 of Cups, this Ace of Cups, and this Fool, really releasing a lot of the fear of when these opportunities present themselves to us. So let's go ahead and find out what the counterpart would like to say to their other counterpart, or to the opposite energies within. The stone that I'm using on the messages from your person deck by myself today is my red jasper stone. So you might feel the need to look this stone up and find out how it resonates for you, and if you want to work with it. And right away, I'm feeling the solar plexus chakra, or the sacral chakra. So for some of you, I'm feeling a message of when you do take some time to meditate and find this sense of realignment, you might want to look into the sacral chakra and how to keep that chakra in alignment. I'm hearing open, actually. For some of you, it's like your sacral chakra needs to be opened or activated at this time. It's like that chakra is blocked. So you might want to look into how to release blockages within the chakra system. All right, so let's go ahead and find out what it is that the divine feminines would like to say to the divine masculine collective at this time. So these are messages that we would say either to our divine counterpart or to the energy within ourselves, the masculine or feminine energy within. And I love that both the masculines and feminines are releasing fear at this time, because that's mirroring when we have both counterparts releasing the same things at the same time. That's very, very strong message of being incredibly close to this alignment within this divine love here, this 10 of Cups with harmony and alignment. So let's find out what would the divine feminines like to say to the divine masculine collective at this time. Okay, we get 2 messages. I'm excited actually because I did add some new messages to this deck. Okay, so the divine feminines, we have 4 messages. Okay, I am often reminded of the memories that I have of us and you. So if divine masculines, right now the divine feminine is saying that being reminded. And I feel like it's not just that they're saying this for anyone who might be in separation at this time. I'm feeling some twins, it's like your twin is on the other side. Your twin is not here in the physical at this time. And then for some, I'm feeling that even for those of you who are together at this time, either connected in some way in the 3D or are in union, just not in separation. I'm feeling a sense of this deep love in terms of, when you are away from each other, this sense of, this kind of going crazy without the other, this sense of deep love that, just always wanting to be with the other person, not in an unhealthy way, just in a very loving way, and this feeling of being not being unable to separate you from one another, just always wanting to be together and to be sharing each other's energy. And I feel like that is a strong message of alignment and balance, because for some, I'm picking up this feeling of how it's very important to you to have space for yourself. You require a lot of personal space, but I really am feeling that with this message, it's more of wanting to share your energy and your space with that other person, with your counterpart, and within the self. The other message that I'm seeing here is, if you're reading this, I miss you. So it's very much the same feeling that I'm getting from the first message of, whether or not you're in separation or together physically, this feeling of being so deeply in love with one another that it's just this, anytime we're not together, wanting to be together, anytime we're not together, missing you physically. And I'm also feeling that for someone, a message from the divine, like for the divine masculines who are feeling out of alignment, this is your divine masculine or your divine feminine, within, saying, I miss you, divine masculine. So this sense of needing to come into alignment within the self. And I do feel like that does have to do with a sacral chakra blockage. So divine masculine, that's a message for you if you're feeling a little out of alignment, to check into the sacral chakra and how to unblock that, because the divine feminine within is saying, I miss you, divine masculine within. And the next message we have is, I want you. So once again, these are very very intimate, very sensual messages about just wanting to be with the counterpart. Okay, so and for some of you who are in a state of separation with your twin or with your counterpart at this time, I'm feeling a very compassionate energy, a very compassionate message of just wanting to be there to support your counterpart, and having this deep understanding of the oneness within the self, the balance that you feel within the self, of the divine masculine and feminine energies within, and wanting to be there just as much in the physical as you are in the 3D or in the 5D, sorry. And once again, I feel like I'm going to have the hiccups. So there is also an element of releasing fear in regards to these wants and desires of being there to support your divine masculine counterpart in the physical. And the last message that we have from the divine feminines to the divine masculines is the way you make me feel. So what I'm feeling right now from this message is just, once again, this deep sense of love, and divine feminines being unable to express their love at this time for the divine masculines, whether that be within the self or within the 3D, the love that you feel for your counterpart. It's just this sense of love where you feel that you're unable to describe the way that they make you feel. So those actually were really beautiful. I feel very soft messages that were coming through from the divine feminines today to the divine masculines. And let's see now if, what the divine masculines have to say to the divine feminine collective. So what would the divine masculines like to say to the divine feminine collective and the divine feminine energies within? Okay. So divine masculines, I'm really picking up a theme in my last few readings for the Twin Flame Collective. Divine masculines, for some time in my readings, the energy coming through from the divine masculine collective was very scattered. The messages coming through were confusing and difficult to deliver. There was many cards coming through from the divine masculines and a lot of heavy energies coming through. But right now, what I'm seeing in the last few readings from you, divine masculines, is very clear, concise messages. We have one message for what it is that you need to be aware of and focusing on, one message that we have to say to the divine feminine collective, or the divine feminine within. So and you know, it's not a 9 of swords, a 10 of swords, it's not the moon card, it's the strength card. It's literally the strongest card in the entire tarot deck. So a major shift in the energies and the focus for the divine masculine collective in the last few weeks. So divine feminines, you may have been noticing that. So let me know how that resonates for you, divine masculines and divine feminines, on your journey. So at this time, divine masculines, you're saying to your divine feminines, I can see myself when I look into your eyes. And this is a message to me of whether it is known to the counterparts of the twin flame journey, this deep, profound understanding or knowingness of the soul connection that you share. So knowing that, you know, when you're looking into each other's eyes, it's not this sense of seeing a mirror effect and quite literally being able to see yourself in that person's eyes, but being able to see that person's soul when they look into your eyes. So masculines right now saying to the divine feminines, when I see you, when I look into your eyes, I see myself, I see my soul within you. So that is a really beautiful message. On top of the strength card, you know, there is a sense of strength coming through in that message of the masculines really being aware of who your divine feminine is to you, the divine feminine within. But also for some of you, I have been picking up on some twin flames either coming into union or have just come together as of recently. And right now this is a message of a divine masculine who is very confident in knowing who the divine feminine is to him physically in his life at this time, whoever that message is for. So we'll go ahead and find out now what the angel number guidance is for the collective, as well as the divine masculines and the feminines, so that we can each be focusing on our individual parts of the journey and the different energies, the individual energies within each of us. And the stone that I'm using on the angel numbers deck that I've made is the rose quartz heart. So obviously the shape of a heart, so once again a message of love and compassion. And the rose quartz, it's twice that we've used it, and it is a stone of compassion. So twin flames, once again, a lot more messages coming through of compassion. So some strong guidance for you. Put it down on a sticky note, write it down on the back of your hand with, you know, toxic free ink of some kind. Just find places to write down this as a guidance message for you, just compassion. So just remain compassionate within yourself, and be sure that all of the energy that you are radiating, once that cup for yourself is full enough to be overflowing out into the world around you, make sure that energy is very, very compassionate energy, because that's what the world is really needing right now. And that's the strongest guidance that's coming through in this entire reading. So hopefully that message resonates for you, and that it does help you. So let's find out the angel number guidance overall for the collective at this time, as we work through the energies we're currently experiencing and what's being influenced with this full moon that we have this evening. So that's the buck full moon. You guys can look that up and find out how exactly that might be speaking to you in your journey and how it's affecting you. Okay, so the guidance for the overall collective at this time, with the current energies and the influential energies of tonight's full moon. Pretty much all of these want to come through. It's madness. I love it. Quite a few here. Angel number 343 is here. I'm feeling this really strongly. There's a lot of messages here. I'm going to put those back for now. I didn't see what they are. We'll see if they come through again. But angel number 434, 343, sorry, I said that backwards. And there might have been a reason, so you might want to look up that angel number as well that I've just accidentally said backwards. But there's been a strong message coming through about, you know, the Four of Swords getting into alignment with this Ten of Cups, okay? So angel number 343 to me is almost like seeing 333, and that to me is a number of perfect alignment. So this is a direct message from your angels and spirits of their constant presence to provide you with their love, support, guidance, and inspiration. And I actually want to mention, I don't know if you can hear it, but there's children outside playing right now. And earlier today, I was seeing my new spirit guide, my little hummingbird friend, and hummingbirds are a message that are all about the lightfulness and the playfulness of life. So we actually have the Fool card coming out here after this message about, you know, the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Cups, all about love, compassion, alignment, harmony, creativity. And then with these children outside playing, I'm just feeling that for some of you, you might be noticing hummingbirds around you, but you also might be noticing, I feel that there's a message about children and laughter and connecting with the inner child. And that's where this love and support and guidance and inspiration is coming to you from. For some of you, I'm actually hearing a message about how there's a child in your life, in your presence, that you encounter who is a guide for you. That's an interesting message that I've actually never heard before. So I feel like that's for one individual, very specific. But once again, overall for the collective, know that your angels and spirits are here to provide you with love, support, guidance, and inspiration to help you to work through this energy at this time of releasing all of these fears, the turmoil, all of the worries, okay? And I really am feeling also to help you to connect with the inner child. So don't be afraid to be a little bit like a child sometimes, okay? This Fool energy, being spontaneous and being a free spirit, not really worrying about what anyone around you thinks, just do what you feel and not what you feel people are thinking, is a message that I'm getting from that. So let us find out now, what is the angel number guidance for the divine feminines at this time? So, oh, okay. So the angel number guidance to help the divine feminines working through this judgment and the wheel of fortune over here. So we have angel number 1313, a lot of threes coming through right now. And I actually did want to say earlier in the reading, you might be noticing a lot of threes, you might be noticing a lot of eights, and for some of you, I feel specifically divine masculines, it seems, noticing a lot of sevens in your path. Interesting, because as soon as I say that, this is for the divine feminines, but yes, divine feminines, you might be seeing lots of threes, and angel number 1313 is talking about a new part of your spiritual path. So you're quite literally seeing threes along your path to let you know that you are on a new part of your path, but also that you're on the right path. And a new spirit guide is with you. So for some of you, I was really actually feeling drawn to mention this hummingbird. So that might be the spirit animal guide that's with you at this time is a hummingbird, or an animal, a spirit animal guide or insect of some kind that speaks to connecting with the inner child and being more light and playful with life. And then angel number 222 is about keeping the faith that everything is working out, and a message, a reminder for you to call for guidance and assistance when you feel it's needed. And I'm also thinking about angel number 2 in my deck, which talks about achievement. So I am feeling like there isn't a sense of achievement for you with keeping the faith that everything is working out, because it is. The achievement has already been accomplished. So in regards to this transformation that you're going through, this inner calling, the releasing, this cycle of seeing everything positive that comes to you as an illusion, that there's going to be some kind of price for you to pay if you take that opportunity that's presented to you, releasing that illusion. You're really having a sense of accomplishment. And with angel number 222, this calling for assistance and guidance, if you're feeling like you're struggling to have the discernment to know if something that's presenting itself to you is an illusion, or if it's just fear that's controlling you to make you feel that what's being presented is an illusion, call for your guides, because they will help you to have the discernment to know whether or not you are being tricked, or if this truly is an opportunity that you want to take at face value. And then also I want to point out that you do have judgment. Okay, so that's the 20 card in the tarot deck. So a lot of twos happening here for you, divine feminines. And there's 2 3s here, so you might be seeing lots of 2s as well. And there's 2 3s on the 3-4-3. So strong number that you might be seeing in your path, divine feminines, is number 2, or 222, or 2222. Let me know which of those you're seeing. And let's find out for the divine masculines at this time. So what is it that the angels would have to say at the best guidance for this strength card that we have coming through for the divine masculines, and what they need to be aware of and focusing on at this time? This is incredible. Mirroring, I'm seeing mirroring between the twins with the angel numbers that we're getting. So right away, divine masculines, angel number 30. So I'm seeing, 3-4-3, 13-13. So a lot of threes happening on the divine feminine side of the reading. And now we have angel number 30 for the divine masculines. So this is talking about, this is so great. Masculines, angel number 30 is about creativity, self-expression, socializing, imagination, and inspiration. So this is what you are being guided to do at this time, to stay in this energy and to find yourself, to stay and to hold this energy of this strength, this compassion, this influential, compassionate energy that you're embodying right now, and that you're being guided to hold at this time and to radiate to the world around you, this ripple effect that I'm seeing. Your angels are here to help you to do that in a creative, resourceful manner, in a very social environment. And I'm really feeling drawn to the Ace of Cups with this message. The Ace of Cups, so what it is that the full moon is influencing at this time for the collective. The Ace of Cups talking about love, new relationships, compassion, and creativity. So the angels are here to help you with the creativity, the self-expression. So expressing yourself through your creativity. A lot of the divine masculines, I'm feeling like, are very creative. There's been a few messages coming through, I feel like, in this reading about creativity, and I really feel that coming from the masculine collective. the new relationships. Ace of Cups is talking about new relationships and this socializing. So masculines being in a very, very social setting, and opening up. It's creating these new opportunities in regards to new relationships that are being formed through your creativity and your self-expression. And all of this is helping you to open up your imagination and be inspired. And it's also angel number 30, a message about your current life circumstances are in place to inspire your creativity and creative solutions to your problems. So any issues that you're working through at this time, like we saw that message of clearing away the fear, the worry, the wounds, the turmoil, know that you are all of the life circumstances in place at this time. Like we do have the death card, the devil card coming through. Know that anything that feels uncomfortable is here to help you to inspire not just this creative energy that you're in, this mode of self-expression, but also creative ways of solving problems. I'm feeling for some, the way to solve problems is it's been very either defensive or kind of like a shutdown. Like it's just kind of like the power switch suddenly gets turned off. And I'm feeling like rather than getting defensive or dissociating from a situation, you're now finding more creative ways for yourself to go about alleviating the situation and leveling out the energy is what I'm feeling. I'm seeing someone just kind of smoothing things out, just trying to mellow out the energy around them. So you are being given a lot of support right now. Your angels and your guides are coming through really heavily for you at this time. It feels like to help you to do this smoothing process. It feels like it's like they're smoothing, helping you to smooth out how you respond to the illusions of what is presented to you. Okay, that's interesting message. Also, I'm feeling the need to say, as I'm doing this motion, this smoothing out, I actually feel almost like someone is coming up and just smoothing away energy off my back. And I feel like your guides are doing that for you. It's like they're quite literally with you in the physical, behind you, and just helping to wipe away the energy off of you as you go through this purging process the energy is currently at this time, but also what the full moon is influencing for you, divine masculines. And then angel number 5252. So I'm seeing mirroring again with the divine feminines, because there's two twos on this card. There's a lot of twos coming through for the divine feminine. So we do see, I'm seeing balance and mirroring between the masculine and feminines in the collective. So masculines, angel number 5252 is a reminder for you that only you hold the keys to your happiness that unlocks the doors to your dreams and love desires. So as much as your guides are here to help you to smooth out the energy, to help you to wash away the negativity from yourself as you go through this process, remember that there's only so much that can be done for you, that there is an amount of work that needs to be done on your end. So trust that the energies are there to help you, to work you through what you're going through, but also reminding you that it's a partnership, a collaboration. I'm hearing a teamwork, rather than having your guides do it all for you, which they can't. This sense of allowing them to do what they feel is necessary, how they feel they can help you along your way, and then stepping in when it's time to work with them. Okay, so there's a lot that they're doing for you, but then also about you, reminding you to know when it's time for you to step up, when it's time for you to do the work in everything that they're helping to guide you through at this time. So that is the message that I have for the divine feminines and divine masculines. At this time, we will check it back in and do another twin flame reading on Friday. So stay tuned for that. And once again, I'll include the information down below on my sale and my gratitude giveaway. So if you are looking for a more personal reading, something that's more specific to your journey, something that you feel might be of a stronger guidance for you, please do reach out to me, as I'm always happy to help to guide you in your journey, but also take part in the sales and the gratitude giveaway that I have going on, so that it helps you save a little bit. This is the Crow's Nest. I'm your host, Crystaljoy, Wounded Healer. Be well, Twin Flames.